plan will help food bank staff prepare themselves for events in response to an emergency. Being prepared is the most important step in disaster relief. However, situations may change so rapidly that decisions made in the morning may change in the afternoon. This plan is a living, breathing document. As more information is gathered, the best plan of action might be modified. There are 3 stages in any emergency: readiness, response, and relief. The majority of the effectiveness and workload will be in the readiness stage. Nobody knows when disaster will strike. Take the necessary steps to prepare now for events that might happen in the future. An ounce of prevention is truly worth a pound of cure in any disaster situation. Stay organized and prepare to solve problems before they happen. The first person you should contact for emergency relief is your state food bank. They can then serve as the point of contact with other agencies to help get you the relief your community needs. Don't be afraid to ask for help. They can assist you with coordination efforts and get you in touch with the right people and resources you need. The State Food Bank serves as a conduit for food and other necessary items during a crisis. They will help coordinate relief to avoid duplication of services and to get help to as many victims of the disaster as quickly as possible. This effort includes the solicitation, handling, storage, and distribution of products to an established network of over 200 partner agencies. In addition, distribution will extend to state, city, military, and volunteer organization sites as necessary during an emergency. Readiness is the most important step. Train all staff members in your organization what to do in case of an emergency. Have a system in place for backup power, clean water, and effective communication. Disaster can strike at any minute. Have a plan and supplies in place and ready at all times. Remember, you are not alone. Reach out to your state food bank to help guide you through the process of disaster relief. Get a checklist ready for a list of supplies needed during a disaster. This includes flashlights, clean water, and a backup source of electricity. For a full list, click on the link below. Ensure you have an accurate inventory and know where items are located. Disaster could happen in the middle of winter or during the hot summer days. Be prepared by having extra blankets, coats, and shovels on standby. And conversely, have sunscreen, shade, and coolers as well. Run through various scenarios with your staff in the form of disaster exercises. Know which roles each person will have during the emergency. Communicate. Keep the lines of communication open with your state food banks and use simple, plain language to ensure you get the correct relief and guidance you need during a disaster. Appoint someone as the communications officer to avoid confusion and provide real-time, accurate information to other agencies. Know where all the fire extinguishers are located and make sure they are charged, maintained, and up to date. Have evacuation maps located on premise and train with all personnel twice a year on how to evacuate. Make a rally point and ensure all personnel are accounted for. In rural areas, make sure you have hard copy maps in case the disaster prevents travel on certain roads and highways. You can't always rely on your phone's cell coverage. Work with your state food bank to determine needs and the scale of your relief effort. Class 1 disasters affect 25 to 249 households. Class 2 disaster relief affects more than 250 households. Your state food bank will coordinate pickup and distribution of goods received from major food drives through local organizations. The 6 basic goods needed in the event of an emergency are canned goods, dry goods, personal care products, water and ice, beverages, and expendables such as cleaning supplies and paper goods. Coordinate with your state food bank to help them better understand the needs of the community they are serving. If you need extra toilet paper, let them know. They can help coordinate a message to local media to specifically ask for donations through their public information officer. If there are major signs of a potential disaster, remember to follow these steps. Communication of event potential. Contact your state food bank. Review goals, procedures, staff roles, and action plan. Put key agencies on alert. Contact volunteers, both individuals and groups. Ensure backups of all computers have been completed as scheduled. Prepare in advance generic news releases and flyers to be used in case of a disaster. Gather an email distribution list to effectively and efficiently communicate with everyone. During a disaster, a temporary warehouse or office might be necessary. Schools and churches can be great options for helping store supplies and setting up temporary offices. There may also need to be cleanup efforts in existing work areas. You may need to coordinate debris cleanup and restore utilities. Ensure you have the correct contact info for the local utility company in your area. This includes water, electric, gas, and data, whether that's internet or phone lines. Keep calm and escort all personnel to designated tornado shelter areas and wait for an all clear from emergency responders. If the flood is caused by a burst pipe or plumbing problem, locate the shutoff valve and turn it off. Main roads and highways may be cut off. Have alternate routes in place to ensure transportation and logistics can get aid to those in need. Be prepared for not having electricity or heat. Travel and transportation may also be limited. Evacuate the building along the fire exit routes. If this is not possible, get to a safe room, lock the doors, and remain quiet until the all clear is given. Have a predetermined code word to ensure the all clear sign is authentic. Depending on the disaster and the size and scale of those affected, cleanup and aid can take weeks or even months. Continue contact with the food bank to ensure accurate inventory levels. Assist with cleanup efforts and restore the community affected. After the disaster area has returned to normal operations, have a meeting to discuss the disaster plan and readiness. What worked well? What needs to be improved upon? And what needs to be addressed for future disasters? Remember the 3 R's when preparing for and responding to a disaster: readiness, response, and relief. Be prepared at all times. Disasters can happen within short notice and affect vast amounts of people in your community. Review the links below for examples and resources for how you can start preparing for disaster today. Don't wait. Procrastination of having a prepared plan can put lives in jeopardy. Get started now and be prepared. Review all the links below for additional information and resources. Contact your state food bank today and get your disaster readiness plan in place.